I think we found the wood supply for Ontario parks for the next year. As you can see here, there's all the logs in the lake. Welcome to another video. My name is Sander and today we are visiting Kiosk in Northern Algonquin. Stick around till the end as we will show you about the campground, what there is to do, a must-do day trip, and whether this is the park for you or not. Kiosk Lake is located at the north end of Algonquin. It's about 4 hours and 15 minutes from Toronto and it's 30 minutes from Highway 17. This is our site here. It's site 26. It's directly on the water. They are non-electric, so we do have solar. We have a panel on the roof and then a portable panel there to keep the battery topped up. Who doesn't want to wake up like this every morning on the lake? I know I do. This is where we launch the kayaks directly. There's a nice little beach area right next to the site where you can launch the canoes or kayaks. While you're here, you may encounter Canada's most dangerous animal, the cobra chicken. So the Kiosk campground is a small campground. It only has 26 sites. They're all non-electric. There is no cell phone service. So if you're planning on working or making Zoom calls or Teams calls, not gonna happen here. There's some bathroom over there. There's lots and lots of parking here, and a lot of interior camping trips start right here at Kiosk. It's one of the main access points in the north. So this is site number 23, which is next to 26 because that makes sense. But this is another beautiful large waterfront site. So if you do want to take your trailer here, I would definitely recommend staying in the 18 to 26 areas. There's lots of waterfront and there's still very nice sites. So all the bathrooms here are located in the little cabins over there. So they do have what's called jump off sites for interior camping. I think there's 3 or 4 in total. So this is where you can start your interior camping. So again, all the bathrooms here, they're like elevated, they're raised. Not quite sure why, maybe the septic collection tank is underneath. I'm really not sure, but all of the bathrooms have that set up. So over here is jump off site number 1. So you can stay here and then, continue your interior trip. So there's a little trail from jump off site 1 to jump off site number 2. Which again is right on the river. These sites, you can reserve them online. Not quite sure how it works, but I assume you just get your interior camping trip and you can use this as a start or end point, I guess. So over here there's more campsites. They're in a more forested area and therefore no waterfront. So right next to us, 26, you would either expect 25 or 24, right? Well, you're wrong. Because it is site number 23. Of course, after 23 comes 25. I believe this used to be site 23 and they changed it since, but that's probably why the numbering is a bit odd. In this part of the campground there's only 8 sites, so it's very small. There's only 26 in total in Kiosk altogether. So this is the forested area. This is site number 19 behind me. It's in the forest. As a result, lots of privacy, lots of shade. And they are overlooking the water, but they're not waterfront sites. So 23 to 26 are the waterfront sites with the jump off sites 1 and 2. And in the forested areas there's 18 to 22 and jump off site number 3. 18 to 22 are not waterfront. Now when you're at the entrance of the campground, right here where the overflow parking is, there is the old railroad bed. There's no sign on this end, but it is private property and therefore you can't trespass. The other thing that I already mentioned is when it comes to the bathrooms, they're all lifted. I assume because of the septic tank being underneath the ground level, therefore easier to empty. I'm just guessing, I'm not quite sure. But even here, there's lots of parking for when you start your interior camping trip. So this is the main entrance road. It's highway, I believe it's 630. The sign is right here. So in order to go to 18 to 26, you want to hang a right at the sign. In order to go to the main entrance, you want to hang a left, and that's also where the sites 1 to 18 as well as the ranger cabin. If you're planning here to come with your trailer, an important detail is there is no trailer sanitation station. So in order to dump, you can do it here. In order to get water, you can do it here either. And again, lots and lots and lots of parking. 17 sites in this area, as well as a ranger cabin. This is also where the main office is. You do have to check in here. You do have to get a permit compared to other most Algonquin parks where as long as you have the reservation and are pre-registered, you can go straight in. Not at this park, you have to get a permit. Most sites are either on or near the beach. However, at certain sites, like this is site number 9, you do have direct access to the water as well. We are now at the main beach area, which is right behind me. Nice thing about this beach is, well, obviously it's overlooking a beautiful lake, but further to that, they do have a bit of a shelter where you can hang out in case it's too sunny, or you just want to have a nice picnic. There's even the fire pit. Of course, there's the typical Ontario Parks warning. It's non-supervised beach. It's a great spot for swimming and fishing. Detail to mention is there is no conversation here. So if you are the person that absolutely needs to have a shower every day while camping, probably not the park for you. So there is a boat launch here. So if you want to launch your boat, I think there's a restriction of only 20 horsepower max. You can launch it here. It's right located by the main office. So over here is the ranger cabin, and again a bathroom that's elevated. Some further beautiful waterfront sites here, but harder with the trailers. If you have a trailer, this section is probably not for you. I would suggest to go into the 18 to 26s. So we're at Samuel de Champlain, but honestly we have no idea where the tubing spot is, so once we figure it out, we'll let you know. One thing to note is if you are going camping here, the roads are pretty craptacular, so keep that in mind. Specifically, if a trailer, we just have the truck here and it's rough. So this is the main beach at Samuel de Champlain. So we're still looking for it. I think we found it. It's in the Baba Wessa Campground. We found the river at least. Now we just have to find the launch spot and where we can get out. So we are actually talking to park people right now.
So you launch by number 12. You can park at the boat launch, and then you go down the Beldu Fond River, and you keep going, and then you get out at the Campion Rapids, and it is about 35 minutes.
You can park your vehicle here by the little beach area, and then you just launch it past site number 12. Now they do suggest wear life jackets, have a good tube, because you know it could be dangerous, so keep that in mind. So wear your life jacket. So sorry about the reduction in quality. We're now on the GoPro, but we got the tubes inflated. Unfortunately, we did not bring a pump, so we had to do it by hand or mouth, I guess. But yeah, let's go into the river and see how this tubing adventure goes. So they're suggesting to wear, you know, these fashionable water shoes. So this is where you can launch. It's right next to the site number 12. So here goes nothing. So we're just walking in the river. We're officially going. Just watch for rocks. Make sure you go feet first. So when you go down the river, make sure you go feet first, and that way you can kick off any rocks that there may be. But once you made it past that section, it seems to be a lot nicer. So this is where the lazy river part is of the lazy river. Although, based on what I'm hearing, it may not be so lazy in a minute here. We are in the rapid section now. So it is a lot of fun, but make sure you have a decent tube because the rocks definitely scrape it. I hope mine doesn't have a leak, but you know, definitely keep adjusting yourself because the flow is pretty good at the moment. So you know, kind of help yourself along. One important tip is definitely feet first, so you can protect your, well, you know what. We did it! So that was a lot of fun, but apparently due to all the rain, the water level is higher than normal. So the flow was much faster than normal as well. Wear your life jacket and wear water shoes. And last but not least, you know, protect your bum because the rocks are everywhere. So, but yeah, 100% recommend doing this if you're in or near Samuel de Champlain. So we did it. It was a lot of fun. Definitely scary at times, even though my 4-year-old daughter didn't think so. Yeah, the flow was a little bit higher than normal, the park staff said, but essentially this is where it would launch. It's right between site 10 and 12. But then again, do this at your own risk. So they do have a little visitor center that is unfortunately closed. This is one of the interior campsites on Lake Kiosk. Are here at Kiosk, definitely either bring your kayak, canoe or stand-up paddleboard. It is part of Algonquin, and Algonquin is paddler's paradise. So behind me here is where the rapids are, and that's what that danger sign is for. So here are the rapids that the warning sign is about. As you can see, it's unless you're very experienced, I would indeed suggest not to go kayaking here. So going on this little side river of the lake where the bridge is a great spot to see wildlife. Just saw a blue heron, saw a beaver. So yeah, when you have a kayak canoe in the evening, go check it out here. Let's talk about Kiosk. Kiosk is great if you're looking for an experience that is as close as possible to backcountry without having to throw everything in your canoe and go off or paddle. Kiosk is a very small campground. There's only about 26 sites. There's one ranger cabin. If you're looking for a great waterfront site, one of the best in Ontario, as you can see, this is our site and this is our view right here. We can launch our canoe, we can launch our kayak. Just want to experience nature. We want to see wildlife, explore the lakes. Kiosk is absolutely great. Park may not be for you if you're looking for a park that has many trails. Kiosk has absolutely none. If you're looking for a social gathering with friends, family, this is again not the park for you. It's a very serene, quiet, nature-like park. If you're looking for any facilities for the kids, Kiosk has absolutely none other than the beach where they can play. But that's really it. The other thing that is nice about Kiosk, even though there's no trail system, you could take a day trip to Saint-Malo de Champlain. There's lots of trails there. You can go tubing there as we did. But overall, we absolutely love it here. It's just the waterfront sites. This is just one of them. There's many of them. The peace and quiet, the ability to see nature, and to essentially be in the middle of nowhere without cell service is just a great experience. Pretty much as close as you can get to backcountry camping without going into the backcountry. So we love it here. So if you're looking for an additional park with a great waterfront site, why don't you check out this video here where we visit Driftwood Provincial Park, which has arguably a better view than this one.